Hi there, you're watching The Nation. The topic of the day is urban farming. You may or may not have heard of that concept. If you haven't, well, we've got the rest 45 minutes to be with us to learn much more about urban farming and how one entrepreneur decided to take that leap of faith and change his life forever. You're slowly making changes to the community. From humble beginnings from the house as well, right?
Right. So in fact, it's a stay-in. Right.
Started from home, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In your backyard, literally.
Yes.
So how did it all begin then?
Well, I started with after coming back from Taiwan. So I can't do it myself. So I actually started this venture together with my brother, and both of us actually built every single thing in the farm from scratch, from our own. We fabricated the bait, we fabricated the structure, we built the netting house, we built the greenhouse. You know, we have never done this before. Initially, it was so challenging. After we eradicated, you know, the greenhouse. Being in the city, you know, we are so worried that, you know, our neighbor is not comfortable with it. What if when the storm comes, our greenhouse does not sustain and fall? You know, we wake up middle of the night to actually check on the structure. In fact, during the first few months, our second phase of the greenhouse was not well designed, and it was collapsed during heavy rain. Last year about this time, actually it collapsed. We actually have to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning to actually tear the whole thing down so that it doesn't collapse the whole thing.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
that kind of disappointment, this kind of challenges, and
but that kind of passion as well.
Well, yeah, I know. We almost give up, you know, and my brother almost walked away from me.
I'm sure there were many fights in between there.
Because of the kind of disappointment and the kind of unexpected event that crops up, and then or our design, our vertical farm of the thing is we spend so much time, and after so many months we find that it's flaw in the design and it doesn't work. Our vegetable grown but cannot mature because all the vegetable become rotten, the leaf become rotten because of the design issues. And well, that takes a lot of time and effort to actually going through the whole thing, going back to the drawing board again, redesign the thing, look for alternative, and finally we have come to this stage. And moving forward, we are also designing the planting components that we are going to that enable for us to build a modular system as small as 3 by 2 feet square foot modular system, upscaling up to a full size commercial vertical farm.
One might ask, what is so difficult about farming? You plant the seed and then it grows.
Well, planting as being a hobby is very different from growing food as on a commercial scale. First of all, the scale itself is very different. Secondly, the expectation itself is very different. When you grow food for yourself, it doesn't happen. I mean, just another failure. But the thing is, when you come to commercial level, every single failure is eating into your margin, is eating into your investment, and there's a lot of pressure. You know, just like planting seeds seems to be such an easy thing, but growing like 10,000 of seedling at the same time is going to be a very, very challenging thing. It took me 3 months, to try various methods, and finally come to the stage that I'm able to actually sow the seedling large enough for me to actually plant in my farm. Yeah.
So a lot of groundwork, hard work,
a
patience.
That is challenging.
And love, yes.
Right.
But what was the business angle when you set out to have the urban farm? What was the business proposition for you?
Well, initially I thought, you know, it would be a great thing, you know, that I grow the food for my own sufficiency. That, you know, then after I ran the bungalow, then I thought, this is a great thing that I should share with my community, so people can come to my farm on a daily basis to pluck and pay straight away from the farm. You get the freshest vegetables and fish in the market. And well, after a while, I think giving a fish to somebody is not good enough. I should teach them how to fish for their entire life. So then I move on to actually innovate and design a planting system that I potentially can actually empower every household to actually grow their own food. So with that, I come to contact with Magic Social Enterprise program, where I come to learn about social enterprise. So with that, I come to realize that what I'm doing is actually not only for myself and not only for my community, but I think I potentially can actually improve, continue to innovate that. Hopefully one day it will actually change the world, where people start to grow their own food, and collectively we actually reduce farmland use, we actually reduce carbon footprint. From there we actually moderate the world warming issues. You know that in 2005 itself, the carbon footprint that is released in the air to bring food into California itself is more than 70,000 tons of carbon dioxide. Can you imagine yearly that we release in the air just transporting the food from remote farmland or from overseas to household?
Well, urban farming definitely gives more meaning to going green and
Right.
keeping things as fresh and natural as possible. Here we've got some snapshots of your farm and the different ways that farming or rather urban farming can be done. You've got hydroponics, aquaponics, aeroponics, vertical farming, raised bed planting, amongst many. But let's take let's take a look at some of the pictures that we have here, and we can get a better idea of what exactly goes on. Okay, this I am assuming is vertical farming.
Yeah. Look, this is where my actual farm is. All my in this section of my farm, vegetables are planting vertically. Yeah, each of those pipe that you can see there, we can plant 75 plants on just one pipe.
So the point of vertical farming, of course, would be to save space.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, we move on to the next picture now.
So,
what's this one about?
This is our innovations, where we actually integrate aquaponics. Aquaponics is a symbiosis ecosystem where the fish actually supply the nutrient to the plant. The plants cleanse the water and return back to the fish tank in a closed loop system. Therefore, there's no pollutions, there's no water waste, and it's very clean. It's a ecosystem, and that's the most sustainable farming method in the world today. Yeah, and on your right, on our right hand side, the vertical part is where we actually integrate the vertical farming method, where it is the most optimized use of growing space, whereby in each of these space, 4-inch pipe vertically, we can plant 75 plants.
75.
Yeah, 75 plants. Yeah. So if you compare to in that argument, instead of planting one plant in the same space, we actually plant 75 in the same on the same space itself. That's 75 times.
That's right. Yes, here we can see how that space is being used more effectively.
Right.
Okay, so we move on to the next picture.
Okay. So every pipe that you see there, they are actually hollow. They are not medium fill. So that's where the concept aeroponics come from. Aeroponics, where is actually in this like in this diagram, the root is actually hanging in the air.
Okay.
They only get the nutrients and water from the water that keeps the roots wet. So they are not in any media actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So and what you see here is some of the example of basic aquaponics. Yeah. So basic aquaponics, you have a fish tank at the bottom there, and you have the grow bed at the top, and then you can plant the vegetables or whatever plants that it is in the media field.
Does this require a lot of care?
Oh well. surprisingly, it is very technical for us, but it is very enjoyable to the user themselves, because basically, from the end user perspective, they enjoy just every day. They just enjoy feeding the fish, planting and harvesting, and also make sure that the water pump and the electricity is in place, and that's it. You don't need to do digging, no dirty digging, no tedious bending, no watering, no tedious kind of fertilizing, and it's so enjoyable.
Definitely is. Well, it's time for another breather. We're going to take a quick break. Do stay with us as we discuss more about urban farming and the future of urban farming right here in Malaysia. Stay tuned.